you begin the America, the Farewell Tour by drawing some lessons from Karl Marx in understanding the economic situation of the United States. One, do you consider yourself to be a Marxist?
No.
No? Okay. That's interesting.
But you can't. You have to read Marx. I mean, I think Marx's ideas about how to form the socialist society are completely utopian and unachievable. But I think that the analysis that he did of capitalism, with a lot of help from Engels, is absolutely fundamental to understanding capitalism.
You would just not label yourself as a Marxist because of this more prescriptive element. You would still...
I think most people who label themselves as Marxists embrace Marx's prescription. I don't. I have a much darker view of human nature. I don't believe in the withering way of the state. I think power is always a problem, no matter who wields it. That as an intellectual or writer, one is always in opposition to power, even power you may sympathize with. And that the role of an intellectual or a journalist is to constantly hold power, no matter who holds it, to account.
To clarify then, do you still identify as a socialist? You just don't think that...
I'm a socialist.
You just don't think that...
Yeah, but I'm that's not the same as a Marxist.
Right.
I'm a kind of a Swedish socialist, in the old Sweden, where you have powerful unions, heavily regulated businesses, the prohibition on monopolies, the state provides universal health care, high-quality education. So it is a socialism that can coexist with heavily controlled capitalism.
What was your purpose then in drawing on Marx at the beginning of America?
Well, because Marx understood that in the late stage of empire, that if you allow unregulated, uncontrolled capitalism to become predatory and exploit a nation, which is what's happened, then eventually they start cannibalizing the very system that makes capitalism, a capitalist accumulation, possible, which is exactly what we're watching with DOGE.
Could you say more about that?
Yeah, they'll devour the state mechanism that sustains the nation for short-term profit, but in the process destroy themselves.
Now, I mean, this is an interesting point because my understanding is that Musk's wealth is declining rapidly, and I could be totally wrong, just because his Tesla stock
but it all goes up and down. It's a roller coaster. I mean, it goes up, it goes down. And isn't SpaceX, didn't they just sign a quarter of like $250 million contract with SpaceX?
$250 million means nothing to Elon Musk, though.
But that's the point. When we're talking about insane amounts of money, probably not seen since pharaonic Egypt. I mean, so what is he worth? How many? I mean, what? Bezos, 180 million. I don't know. What's Musk? $1 billion. I mean, what? I mean, you can't even keep track of the numbers. So.
Right, but I guess I'm just wondering what the short-term gain is when it seems like he's losing money in the short term.
Well, he won't lose money in the long term.
Mm-hmm. Where does he stand to gain from what's happening with DOGE, though?
Well, one, he'll make sure he gets the government contracts. Two, because he has access to all the information, he can see exactly what all the other private contractors and competitors are getting and doing.
That's not something I was thinking about.
Three, in the kind of new digital information society, amassing or accumulating data on everyone in itself is a form of enrichment. And he has access to all that. All our Social Security records, everything, our tax records. Is there
anything to prevent him from profiting from that information?
I don't see anything to prevent him. And that becomes commoditable. I mean, there's something called the black box industry, where if you get hired for a big firm, they don't really care what you write on your form because they pay the black box industry and they have everything on you. Your medical records, your traffic fines, your everything, your alimony payments, anything they get. And that becomes that information itself, which is what, of course, the aggregate sites, Facebook and all, that's what they gather. So that's in itself a form of wealth.